Hi sewing friends, welcome to Whitlock's Block of the Month, Cabin by the Lake, and we are in month 7. And I just want to go over really quick what you're going to find in your kit this month. So the first things that you're going to find are 2 sheets of paper, and one is going to be a handout that I typed up for you that has in the upper corner a diagram with the trees that we are going to be making numbered, and then a table down below that has the trees also numbered so you know which one coordinates with which one in the quilt. And then in the upper corner, I have also included a list of dates when we will be meeting next. The second sheet that you should have in your kit is going to be the instructions on how to make the 5 trees that we're making this month. The fabrics that you're going to find in your kit are going to be 5 brown squares. Those are for the trunks of the trees. It doesn't matter which print you use with which tree. It's totally up to you how you pair them. You will also find a stack of fabric, and on the top you will find the blue, the light blue background, and this is for tree number 2, tree number 3, tree number 4, and tree number 5. Inside each one of these blue pieces of fabric, you are going to find the green that you will use to make the tree. So it should be tucked inside the blue fabric. You are also going to find a piece of very light blue, and this piece is just a rectangle. This is actually piece I that is part of your filler fabric for month number 6. This was the piece that I was short giving you for month number 6, and that is piece I, so you'll want to put that in with last month's trees. So you're also going to receive 2 pieces. These are about 6 by 9. These are your filler fabrics for this month. And as you can see behind me, I have a filler fabric that's down below tree number 2, and I have the other filler fabric which goes above for tree number 3. Just a reminder, it's super helpful if you pull this piece out of your pattern and use it for reference. So, it tells you which trees we're doing for this month, and it also shows you the placement. So very helpful when you're putting your blocks together to have this out as a reference. The handout that I have put inside your kit tells you exactly what you need to cut everything to for the tree blocks that we're making this month. Look down on the bottom of your instructions for how to make the blocks, and you will see the filler fabric sizes down at the very bottom. Those will need to be cut for this piece and for this piece. So don't forget to cut those pieces as well. They are just not on the handout that I gave you in your kit. So on your handout, you're going to go through and cut all the pieces required to make your blocks. And then basically we are just making more half square triangles. I mean, we should be pros at that now because we have done it almost every single block in this quilt. So you're going to take your 3-inch squares and you're going to pair them up together. You'll have the background fabric and the green for the tree, and you're going to pair them up. You're going to mark a diagonal line and you're going to sew a 1/4 inch on each side of the line. Now I do recommend that you sew a scant 1/4 inch from the line so that you have a little extra fabric to play with when you're squaring these up. So what I like to do is sew down one side and just keep chain piecing until I have them all sewn together. I flip it around and then I just sew down the other side. I snip them apart in between, and then I cut on the pencil line, and then I press my half square triangle open. And you want to make sure when you're pressing that you get all that fabric out of the seam, because that can take away from your final measurement of your block. But then what you're going to want to do is square this up to 2.5 inches. So all of the half square triangles will they will be trimmed down to 2.5 inches. So then you're just going to take those half square triangles and pair them up to make your tree blocks. The pattern is pretty good at explaining how you put those together. And then you're going to sew on your two sides of your trees, the background fabric, and then you'll sew on the bottom portion that has the trunk piece in it. So when you sew all these together, technically they should come out to be, it should be 10.5 inches long, because you're going to sew this piece on to the tree. So when you go to pin on this piece, match the top edges and pin, match the bottom edges and pin, and then stretch it a little bit, pin in the middle, pin again here and here, and then sew. Because what that's going to do is evenly distribute any extra fabric that you have either on the top or the bottom. And then once you sew this, it should fit together the way it is meant to be. Okay, just a little tip on how to get those pieces to fit together, even if they're like 1/4 inch off, because you will end up wanting it to fit with this piece right here, so that everything comes together so that this is the right size to fit onto the bottom. So I hope that makes sense, but just a little tip for the day. So once again, if I didn't mention this earlier, there's a total of 5 trees. You have 3 tall trees, you have 2 shorter trees. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then don't forget, once you get your trees all sewn together, you're going to add on those filler blocks. So you'll have a filler block here and a filler block up here. You can go ahead and sew those filler pieces on, and then it looks like a couple of the trees you could actually sew together if you wanted to get a head start on building your quilt. Next month we're going to be meeting on November 3rd, and we are going to be working on the water blocks. I can't wait to see you. Happy sewing!